Hey everyone, it's Hope Szymanski here, head of operations at Digifox, and I am joined today with Nicholas Merten, CEO and founder of Digifox. We're going to have a conversation basically and go through like what started Digifox, like why is it here, like what's your inspiration for it. Nick, thanks for being here. What was your inspiration for starting Digifox?
Well, thanks for making the time up. It's a pleasure to be here as always. And yeah, Digifox came from a couple of years where I just constantly went down the rabbit hole of finance personally. I've been intimately passionate with finance over the last few years and have constantly been looking at not only the good things that finance can bring in the sense of, financial security and uplifting people and bringing new ideas to life. But at the same time, I saw a lot of the inefficiencies as well. A lot of people getting left behind in the traditional financial world. Right now, there's about 1.7 billion people across the globe that don't have access to basic banking services. There's a ton of other issues, not being able to get access to credit, having to deal with currency devaluation. And then also, for probably something more close to home for us here in the US, issues, for example, like having to use a dozen different financial services just to manage everything, not earning any interest on your savings like you used to be able to. And
Mhm.
along with that as well, a lot of friction in payment applications, either high fees or long wait times. So I saw these kind of six core issues in the financial space, and I thought, how can we go about fixing these? And I don't think it's basically going to be through a dozen different solutions. I believe we really needed to build an all-in-one financial solution that allowed you to aggregate all of your financial needs, provide open access to everyone, bring about the best interest rates, and allow people to really thrive in an environment where everything is just done from one single platform.
When did this idea come about? And like, I'm assuming it's not just like a random, like all of a sudden you came up with it, but like how long did it take to become where it is now? And like from the initial time you had the idea to like now?
Yeah. So I kind of first came up with the concept like way back in late, like kind of like November, December of 2018. And so I've had it for a very long period of time, but I really refined the business model over the last few years. We launched the official company and registered it on July of 2019. And we actually launched the product in June of 2020. So it was a long process to go through a few different MVPs and finally getting to a product that actually was market ready and kind of service the base needs of what we wanted to accomplish for our users. And what's been great so far is, as you know, Hope, we've been so blessed to have such a great team and we're
Mhm.
constantly expanding and building, but it's been a great journey in the process. And throughout the whole process as well, I self-funded the initial stage of the company through the like kind of the equivalent of like the pre-seed stage. And then we actually decided to do an equity crowdfund from the community back in June. And we were able to raise over $650,000 from people all across the world.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just really cool. Like when a lot of people have ideas, I think, like, oh, this is something I could do to change the world, and then they don't ever like actually do those things. So it's really cool to see you do that. Like, what's your favorite part about being CEO of Digifox?
Yeah, there's so many things. I mean, well, first off, like I think above all, the great thing that I think I've been able to accomplish as like a CEO above all is getting out of the way of everyone. So I think one thing that founders struggle with a lot is that they don't let other team members in the company just kind of find their roles and like have at it and really have kind of a part in the say of things. Whether it's the product team or between our work, Hope, in regards to client success, we're constantly bouncing off one another. We're letting people try new things and I think that that's a really good way where, as a kind of a CEO, you're supposed to be kind of a captain of a ship. You're supposed to lead things. And I love seeing, when I let, people in the team do things that, usually some founders be like, oh, I have to do this or that, or kind of
Mhm.
micromanage. In
Yeah.
this case, you guys have been able to do phenomenal things. And we've been able to build the most community oriented, the most efficient, self managed smart wallet out there in the market in the crypto space. And again, I love a lot of the other players out there in the market, but I think we've done a phenomenal job, especially in the short period of time that we've been around in the market. So I think that's my favorite thing. It's just being able to kind of like do my part in all types of different parts of the company and being able to see the progress and development in such a short period of time.
Yeah, that's been like my favorite part of being part of the team too, is just being like having that environment where everyone's just kind of collaborating and trying new things and working together. So that's been really, really great. And you kind of already answered this, but like, why are you so passionate about Digifox? Because I know you already have, Data Dash as your YouTube channel, and a lot of people could say, well, you could just ride that out and take that to the next level and just work on that. But you've chosen to branch off into Digifox as well. So that'd
Yeah.
be to hear a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasons, Hope. I think the biggest one in this case for me is that I don't really care about like where I go in regards to life. You know, I want to live a nice, comfortable life for sure. But for me, I knew that there was these kind of six core issues that have been kind of, berating my mind for a long period of time. And for me, it's more of a passion of doing everything that the traditional financial system should have done a decade ago. We have this opportunity with crypto and DeFi now to actually make something that can give everyone an equitable playing field of opportunity. And that's really the kind of overarching goal. Because if you can give the best possible opportunity to as many people as possible, and that's kind of the overarching vision, you can get better interest rates. You can aggregate all of the best financial services into one app. You're able to uplift people, avoid things like currency devaluation, open up access to credit and financial services. So that's really my long term goal overall. And again, that's why I'm so passionate about it, because I didn't see anyone else doing it out there as much as there were a lot of great places for inspiration.
Do you have any last words of wisdom that you would like to share?
Well, I could ramble on forever if anyone knows me, especially you probably know that, Hope. But I would say, like, above all, in this case, like to summarize, I recommend that everyone give Digifox a try. In this case, if you're looking to kind of get started on finance, whether you know myself from a YouTube channel or from Digifox, I just think it's important for all of us to better our financial future. We're living through unprecedented times right now that call on each and every one of us to chase our own individual destinies when it comes to personal finance. And we hope that more than anything, that Digifox can be that platform for you. And if you ever need anything, feel free to join the profile tab and contact us at customer support or at our website, digifox.finance. And we'll showcase to you that we've got that human element that we'll always maintain as a company.
Thanks for so much for being here, Nick. And as always, it's been a pleasure. And we will see you all next time.